me about the journey of starting a shack at the back. Why did you start a shack at the back?
Why did we start Shack at the Back? We had, as a group, as a group of children's workers, been thinking for a long time how to talk about prayer to the kids. And frankly, we came to New Wine and heard your chat, catch, pass talk, which just blew our minds away. It was just like, it was incredible. And God so planned it because so many of my leaders came to that session as well. And we all had exactly the same reaction. And said, yes, this is what we want to be doing. It was just absolutely fabulous. But you also talked about the Shack at the Back, which I'd never heard of at all before. And we just thought, well, let's just go for it. It was what we did. So we had our holiday club only a couple of weeks afterwards. So we put it there. And I think the first year it was like, we really didn't quite know what to do, but I talked to all the people who were likely to pray with kids, and it was like, yes, they was just so enthusiastic, and kids just came. And I don't think we had anything earth-shattering. We did not have any kids falling over. We didn't have any kids in desperate psychological, urgent, emotional, traumatic need. But what we had with kids were going, I can talk to God, or I can go and talk with someone who would help me talk to God. And if all I want to say is my bunny's ill, that's fine, because they've made a connection. And these are children coming, not church kids, just coming in. The idea for them that you could go and talk to God was really great. And then slowly we've been doing this now, I don't know, I can't remember, when did you give your talk? Years ago. More and more of the kids have been really getting into it. At Holiday Club, there appears to be time for them to process the idea and remember that there's a shack at the back. The morning is long enough. We have a time when they stop for small group work, and they're thinking about God and they're thinking about praying, and then one of the leaders will say, well, why don't you go to the shack? And off they troop to the shack. So sometimes we'll get them in ones, sometimes entire groups of children will suddenly appear, sort of like, 10 all at once, and sort of mad scramble to get some leaders in and pray with them. And that's just brilliant. And as I said, this year, one of the groups had their own shack at the back because they just thought it was just going to be too busy, and they used their shack hugely. Kids were going in there to pray, and I think 11 of them went in there one morning all together, decided they wanted to follow Jesus.
That's amazing.
It is utterly amazing.
And what's your passion for the future of the shack at your church?
Oh, more kids to come and spend time with God. Yeah, and more leaders to feel comfortable praying with them. Yeah.
And how do you think that will happen?
I think more training.
What kind of training?
I forget that I've heard and taken on board and understood praying with kids, and I forget that saying it once to my leaders may not be enough, and I forget that there's a changeover of leaders and you need to keep coming back and retraining. So yeah, the talks that I've given, which are all yours, I've stolen them absolutely completely. Although it is so good, because when I did the catch talk, and I looked at your list of the ways that God spoke, and I thought, no, and then I thought, oh, but yes, he has, and yes. So that was really cool for me personally. But just to keep doing it, keep it. That's for me. Drip, drip, drip. Keep doing it. I can see the ripples breaking through, which is sexy.